ladies, hey girlies, hey slayers. Welcome to another podcast of Ask Sis. Now, I know it's been a while since we've been on, but we've been hella busy, but we're back.
That's
and
right.
I have a special guest with me. Not only is she the CEO and director of Sisters United, she is also a beautiful mother of 4. She's talented. We're going to talk about her hidden talents today. Don't you worry about it. Also, she was honored with the New Zealand Merit Award. I bet you can't relate now. I want to welcome the beautiful Kendal Collins.
Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you, Sissy. That was nice intro. That's the nicest thing you've said about me.
Oh, come on now.
No jokes.
So, sis, you know what? We talk all the time.
Yeah.
We've done this before, but let's just have fun.
Yeah, sounds
I think
good, sis.
first things first, my sissy's never been interviewed before. So I'm honored. I feel honored and privileged to be the first one to actually interview for the first time.
Yes.
So I'm just
Interviewed
gonna,
about my life.
Yeah, about your
Yeah.
life. Yeah, about your life and about where you come from, what we've established. But we're gonna first start off with a quick fire.
Sissy,
Okay.
be nice, eh?
Be quick. I'll be nice, be quick.
Okay, hit me.
First things first, favorite way to unwind after a busy day?
Home on the couch with Netflix.
Okay. What
Amazon.
is your go-to comfort food?
Oh, chicken and rice.
What is a movie you can't get enough of?
Oh, always loving basketball.
What's... Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
What's one skill you wish you had?
Oh, I would say possibly dancing.
Sis, you can dance.
Like a different type, but not. Stop there. Not on a pole or anything, but
Okay. Chocolate or savory?
definitely chocolate.
Nice. Who is your favorite in our team?
Why would you do
Sorry,
that?
it's quickfire, Bob. First name that comes to mind. Favorite in our team. We had a team of 9, everybody. So
You're so
favorite
bad.
person.
I'll just say you because you're in front of me.
That's not what I want to hear. Okay. Also, what is one thing you can't live without?
I would say my kids for sure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Burp or fart?
You like that question? Definitely burp.
Mm.
I crack up when people fart.
That's not okay. What is your favorite song?
I would say 50 Cent Candy Shop.
I love it. And I
Yeah.
just wanted to throw it in there. 3 things you like about me.
Stupid. I love your vibe, Oasis. I love how you're so confident in your skin. I
True.
love that you're so talented and you know it. You're so confident in
I
that.
love it. That wasn't as quick as I thought it would be.
I had to really think about that. But I love you, sis.
It's about you today. Oh my gosh.
Stop it. But why did you ask that question? Oh, sorry.
Why did you put it in there?
anyway.
Now, but sis, I think I want to start off with what was your motivation behind Sisters United, or what is Sisters United for people out there who don't know about it? We talk about it a bit here and there,
Yeah.
but what is Sisters United?
So Sisters United is a youth organization, and initially we started about 8 years ago, wanting to create something that was like really fresh, fun, creative, innovative, and a different way of working with our young girls.
Yeah.
So obviously girls go through a lot of issues, whether that be bullying, low self-esteem, all these mental health issues, but everybody was just talking to them like a counselor. And I saw back in the days that girls don't like talking like that.
Sure.
They were talking to each other, but not coming to, adult social workers, counselors. And so, I created Sisters United as a way of a safe space for girls to express themselves positively, judgment-free, without the pressures of the world, and just doing that through creative art. So whether it be through dance, music, spoken word, addressing those issues through a really creative medium. So that's Sisters United in a nutshell, but we do so many other things like youth employment, helping girls get into their dream pathways. We do leadership, peer mentoring. We're just amazing, aren't we? But
Honestly, I don't want to, hype us up, but we really are amazing.
no, I think, but at the heart of it, sis, we're just, we're a family. So Sisters United is a family-based organization. So I founded it with my 2 amazing sisters, Noelle and Paris. Putty's my cousin. My brother-in-law helps from Brothers United. A couple of people from my church. So it's a really family organization that just have a passion for helping young people. So that's Sisters United in a nutshell.
I love it.
And then what was the second part of the question, sis?
Like, what was your motivation behind it?
Okay. So the motivation behind that is obviously my own personal experience. So obviously myself and my two sisters, we struggled with a lot of things as a young woman.
Yeah.
So we had really bad acne growing up. We were a little bit thicker. We just had really low self-esteem, but we had support. So we had a supportive family. So I always thought about the young women coming through that were going through the same issues that we went through without that support, and who was going to help them. Because a lot of people can't get that support from home, and then at school, teachers is there to teach you. So I wanted to be, it's that quote that be the woman that you needed as a child.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how Sisters United started, is that need to just be there for the girls that don't have that support to help them get through those challenges they face as a young woman.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you explained that really well.
Thank you. Was that quick enough for you?
Yeah, that was extremely quick. I think, I know we are going on to our 8th year.
Yeah.
With Sisters United being up and running, but I know that the second year when it comes to business is usually the make or break business. Like, how were you able to keep Sisters United running up until 8 years? And I know there's going to be many more years to come, but how did you make it this far?
Shucks, I personally don't even know how I did it. But if I think back, because I remember my dad always saying, the first 5 years is the hardest year. You start kind of seeing the fruits of your labor after 5 years and kind of being sustainable financially. But we've literally had no money for so many years, sis. And so it's kind of been, we've been really blessed because it's been I say it's a family organization. I've kind of also used my dad's resources and my sister's resources. We didn't have to pay rent. We were in my sister's dance studio for how many years, sis? Were we there for? Like 5 years.
Yeah.
We didn't have to pay rent there. So that was a cost we didn't have to pay for. We were doing, working with hundreds of girls on such, only 2 or 3 of us just working, two and a half. And so we were doing the amount of work of like 7 staff, but there was only 3 of us. But we knew we had to put in that work to prove ourselves, to prove that our work is needed in the community. And we did that, and we proved ourselves, and eventually, only just a couple of years ago, we were able to get sustainable funding. So really the first 5 years, not 2 years, just the first 5 years, I think my dad's still asking me, when are you going to pay back that rent that you haven't paid? So we're just really grateful my family were there just to say, look, we'll hold you, we got you until... things pick up. But just little things like that, not having to pay the rent, using my dad's like printing, photocopier, using like the laptops, just little stuff that costs a lot of money we didn't have to use. So I think just persistence is you believing in what I think I had to believe in what we were doing was what works, and not to give up, because I could have just like thrown in the towel and be like, this is too hard. And I know a lot of people that are in, starting business and stuff could say the same thing. But I guess my advice is, if you just keep going, go through the only way to get around it is to go right through it. You know what I mean, sis? You have to feel those low times. You have to be like, where's the next dollar coming from? But then that brings hustle mode, right, sis? Like the only way to grow it is to be in those low positions, and makes you work harder. So I was like, oh my gosh, I've got 1.5 employees. I have to pay them, oh gosh, I've got to hustle. I've got to book another school, book this school, make them pay for us. And so it was just hustle mode for like literally 5 years, sis. So that's how we got through it. Just self-belief and knowing what we do works, and then just hustle and using other people's resources that are willing to give their time and their place and stuff like that.
No, I love that. And I think with social media, people know about us now. We've created a name for ourselves, but there's always been this... There's always been this thing behind it where people think we have money. Like, because we honestly, if you follow us on social media, we throw these big events for our girls. Yeah. But that's your hustle mode. Yeah. I'll straight up say that's your hustle mode. So just with being a non-profit organization, how have you been able to navigate funding? But then also like talk more about your hustle mode. Yeah. What motivates you to hustle even more? Not just us having to be paid by you, but what is the real motivation behind your hustle?
I think the motivation by my hustle is I just believe we can do so much more. I don't settle for mediocrity. Is that the word? Yeah, mediocrity. I know that we can do amazing and big things. So just us, like, we're like, yeah, this year we're in like, 18 schools or 20 something schools. I'm like, that's great. We need to be in every school in New Zealand. Like, it's not just, I'm like settle here. I know we can be all over the world. And so to me, my mindset is so big that just makes me hustle even more. But not also just in our work, but the people that I work with.
Yeah.
So you, sis, like, I see your potential and I'm like, sis, you can be running your own shows.
It's true.
Do you know, you got so much talent. So it's not just in the work that we're doing at Sisters United, but people that I'm surrounded with. I'm hustling for not just the youth, not just Sisters United, but also the people, my family and my colleagues. And so I think that's really the motivation behind the hustle. And plus, sis, I want to be a millionaire one day. Like, sis, I am going to be a millionaire one day.
Yeah, you are.
And obviously, this might not be the way to do it because it's very community, but I've got to make sure this is set up properly before I can go and, start doing my side hustles. So I have a really big, I think big, dream big.
Yeah.
I've got a very big mindset, and that always hasn't been the case. But that's in my hustle mode. Yeah.
Sis, I heard you say community. Like, I know we are community, but what's the reality of working in the community? Not only as a whakasi, but also just a non-profit organization in the community who, there's always that saying like everyone supports everyone in the community, but what's the real reality that you faced?
Sis, it's not true that everybody supports you, and I think as Pacifica we always say, yeah, we got each other's back, yeah, go sis, you support. But it's so obvious when people don't support you.
100%.
You may say it to my face, but showing up is what action. It speaks louder than words for me. Sis. So people can reply to our stories and say you're doing amazing work, but I was like, yeah, but did you show up to this? Were we invited to all these events? Sis, we're like one of the biggest youth organizations that work with Pacifica youth only. We're a Pacifica youth organization. What have we been invited to, sis, in the Pacifica community? There's all these, not that I'm saying that we need to be, sis, but that just says a lot, and I know everybody knows who we are and the work that we do. But I don't know. And it's very political as well, sis. And I think for me, because I'm not such an in-your-face and I go and attend everything, that might be my bad, because people go out and they put themselves out there. But I'm so...
You're an introvert.
I am an introvert, but I believe that my work speaks louder than words. Like I said, action, right? So Sisters United success has come from, it shows. You look at our Instagram pages, you come to our events, people know we're doing the work. Could you say that about everybody else? Not really, but there's individuals who are so supportive, sis, in the community, but organization-wise, probably not so much. I could probably count on my hand who come and support us all the time. So, but that to me doesn't matter. Like, I think it used to bug me a lot, sis. Like a simple example would be, when I got my King's, Order of Merit Award, and I saw these specific organizations post up the whole list of Pacifica people who had got the award. I was not on any of those lists. So it's little things like that, like I'm so proud of that, but it's like, cool, sis, Kendal, do what you got to do, boo. Like, you've got your team, got your amazing team there. You're doing amazing work for the youth. So that's kind of why I've kind of kept to myself and just partnered and collabed with the individuals that
have supported.
And that's also, that's just how it has been. And also we're competing for the same funding grants, right, sis?
Yeah.
So there's always going to be some competition in there. But the people who hustle and who, always support, I love those people. But to say that it's everybody's supportive, that's not true.
I know.
Yeah. But that's in any industry, right?
I think that's an overall thing.
Yeah, and as long as you're aware of that, as long as you're aware that,
But that is the reality.
That's the reality.
Yeah, that is the reality.
And community, it's hard, sis, having your own organization and it's a charity, so... Yeah.
And I think that's why I'm really glad that we're actually having this talanoa, because people need to know.
Yeah.
I think people always think that it's this behind the scenes, but the reality is that we're not all going to support each other when we should.
Yeah,
we really should.
You should, because there's so much room for everyone to win.
Yeah.
I'm such a big believer of everybody can win. You know, you hear that all the time, but I believe that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
That's why there's another couple of organizations that are doing work with young women. I always support them, and they're doing similar programs to us. But I'm like, sis, the school needs you too. You know,
Yeah.
you've got similar programs, but we only work with a certain amount of girls in each school because that's our capacity. So it's like, sis, you're doing similar work. We support you. Let's come together, you know?
Definitely.
So, we got to get out of that mindset of, we're competing against each other, because there's room for everyone in every space.
Everyone can eat.
Everyone, yes.
No, they're just saying.
Some might be at the 8 restaurant, but then some might be at Broncos.
But there's a bit for everybody.
There's always a bit for everybody. Everyone, sis. But I think that's just human nature, though, sis. Like that, yeah.
Do you think coming from a successful family, because Pa's successful, your sister's successful, actually all your siblings are successful, have really contributed to the success you now have in life? But also, how was it growing up and having to also make a name for yourself? Because you definitely have made a name for yourself, but how were you able to just navigate through those? Were there any emotions behind that? Like, were there any feelings?
Well, it's funny because you say successful, which we are in our own rights, you know? So even success to me is like my sister Nara being this amazing mother to her kids. Like, so I think seeing success is so different, right? So, so my dad, watching my dad grow his business from literally nothing. Like, he had his business in our lounge. I remember growing up, and I think my mum or another lady in there being the receptionist. Yeah. In our lounge, sis. Like, that's what I remember growing up. So I've just naturally seen what hustle mode is and starting from the ground up. But what's funny is that I never took a liking to that. Like, as an entrepreneur, I never ever wanted to be. I never wanted to start my own organization, company. Growing up, I wanted to be an administrator.
Wow.
Or a DJ, but we won't talk about the DJ part. But you know what I mean? Because I saw, them working on Dad's business. And I was like, I'm a great typer. That's all I kind of knew that I was good at, either art at school or typewriting. Yeah. Computing, that's all we took. So I honestly thought, okay, I'm going to come out and just like go and work in an office and become an administrator. And this is even till after school. Wow. And so being successful was never in my mind, which is crazy. But until I started seeing Paris, my sister, that kind of changed. She was a lot younger than me. So it took me a while to just, to see what success looked like for myself. Success at that time when I was young was like, cool, I can be an administrator. That's success to me.
That's cool. I succeeded.
But, so everybody has their limits of what success is to them, and that's
definitely
cool. So at that time when I was in high school, I was like, okay, I tried being a DJ, that didn't work. Oh, cool, I'm just going to go work in an office. Until I was like, I just want to go and travel, right? And that's another level, sis. I highly encourage traveling. Like, traveling just opens your mind to what opportunities are out there in the world. So after school, I went and saved up and traveled and I worked as a nanny in Camp America. And that's where I really, truly found my purpose and what I really wanted to do and what success, a different type of success looked like for me. And what that looked like for me was helping others. Yeah. Does that make sense, Aces? I just switched to what a different success looked like to me. So after traveling, I came home and I was like, I'm going to study social work, and then I'm just going to help people. So that was success to me. So, I think just seeing, first of all, my dad create his business, Paris, just carving her own way, even as a young person. Yeah. She just wanted to dream big and become this amazing, choreographer and dancer. She was doing that. And I was like, okay, then what's my success? Then I have my brother who's so talented, my other sister Narao, creative, so it's just, it became natural to me later on when I figured it out. So it didn't come naturally. So that's.
I love how you said everyone's success is measured differently. Yeah. I think that's so important for everyone to hear, because I think people always try and compare themselves to be at the same stage as someone beside them, but success is different. Yeah. Like, I could be like, okay, I want to go do my own show. That's success to me. It might just be in New Zealand, but I succeeded. That's my own personal success. So just what's your piece of advice to, like, when it comes to success or wanting to dream big for all of our young people out there, or even our beautiful parents who might be watching this? Like, why is it so important to dream big and measure success on their own terms?
Yeah, I think it's... I guess my advice would be to think as big as you can, right? Dream. But that might not... Whatever you choose is your limit, right? So, for example, my limit was to go and help people. So at that time, so then I was doing that, and I would dream big, and I achieved that dream. So the important thing is to keep dreaming big. So you can measure success could be at this level, and you'd be like, cool, I've hit that. My next success level is this. There's this. So that's what I've been doing, right? So I've been doing it my success has been on different levels. I start there, then I keep going, another success. The next success or dream is this. So you got to just keep going to, I don't know how to say that, but you can even start small, sis. You dream big, but the steps may look small, right? And then you have to do that, because if you just reach for the stars and that's only it, then it's going to it's going to feel like it's out of reach.
Yeah.
So my advice would be dream big, but make those dreams into that big dream into smaller steps.
Like reachable goals.
Reachable goals. Yeah, reachable goals, sis. So for me, it was cool. Let's work as social worker. Okay, I've reached that success and dreaming goal. My next one is, okay, I'm going to start my own organization. That's there. My next one is, cool, I'm going to start Brothers United. Cool. The next one is, I'm going to go start my own high school. So it's like the bigger dream is up here, but all these little goals underneath it, I'm slowly achieving. So it builds my confidence, and I'm like, I can do it.
Yeah.
And my mindset's changing. And so I've achieved all these things over the top goal of mine. So
I love that.
Did they explain that?
Yeah,
well?
that's a great way to look at
know.
it. No, you definitely
Because I could have just
it.
said it out there, but then I wanted people to think, I could have said it, but that doesn't make sense to me. Like if someone's like, just go dream big, I'm like, what does that freaking look like?
Yeah, what are the steps?
You know what I mean? That's why I have to
yeah.
explain it that way, because I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me if I just say, you can do it, guys, dream big and achieve it. Change your habits. It's like, okay, how to do that? How do you do that?
Yeah.
So that would be my advice of how to
obtain the
bigger dream. Just keep achieving these smaller goals and celebrating the small wins, I guess, for me is big. Because sometimes sometimes you forget where you started and you're like, I'm not doing enough, right? But it's like, holy crap, Kendal, 8 years ago, you were just in an organization that you were unhappy. You know what I mean? But now you've got Sisters United, you've got there's 10 staff under you. You're working with, your staff is working with hundreds of youth, and I forget that sometimes, sis. I'm like always looking for the bigger dream and goal, because I want to be amazing. But sis, it's just always remember where you are, celebrate where you are, remember where you were before, and then look forward.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think the thing with you're our first parent, or your first parent to actually join us on our podcast. So just to all of our parents out there, how have you been able to navigate being a mother to 4 beautiful kids, as well as running your own business, and then all these extra things that you're also a part of, how you've been able to do all of that?
Well, I think just 3 simple words, just do it. I don't know. That's how I've always been, is just a doer, and I because I love everything about what I do. It's not hard, right? I love my job. I love what I do, so that's not hard. Waking up early in the morning, I love my kids, so it's not hard for me to, go and take time to go to their things, balancing that. I love my faith in my church. So even though I'm tired, I'll go and serve on Sunday. I love my family. So even though I'm tired, I'm going to go and have family with my extended family. So if you love it, it's not hard.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. If you're passionate about it, if you love it, it's not hard to me. And people always talk about balance as well. And it's like, I'm balanced enough. I've figured that out, and it might be like, you look like you're doing too much, but to me, I'm like, I'm doing everything I love, and that's self-care, and that's balance to me. You know what I mean, sis? It's like people like self-care, go pamper yourself. Self-care is going home and hugging my kids, and I feel good that I'm safe, I'm calm. Like, that's self-care to me. And I maybe only need a hug for 1 minute. I'm like, sweet, back into it. You know, so not everybody needs a whole day of pampering. Like, I might need just 2 minutes of like family time, or just go take my kids to, you know, we always do Wednesday night markets. It's our date with my boys, and that fills me up. So yeah, if you love what you do and you're passionate about it, it's not hard. Well, that's for me anyway.
So let me just go write these notes for myself. If you love it, just do it.
Just like Nike says, just do the
Just
damn
do
thing. And that's easier said than done. So
Yeah.
that's just me, and that's how I've always rolled. And that's because that's how I've been raised with my dad. He's just a doer. I can't keep up with that guy. Yeah. He's the one that keeps me on my feet. He's like, hey, you know that idea? How come you haven't done that yet? And it's like, yeah. So he's just like just do it. If you have an idea, just do it. If you want to help somebody, just do it. If someone's on your mind, help them. Just do it. Why are you
Yeah.
putting that on hold? So yeah.
But I'll be honest, sis, you're a different breed. Guys, anyone who's listening, no, you are a different breed. Like when I talk about like being able to actually cope with everything, work, kids, church, different breed, I tell you. I'm gonna, don't mind me, it's not about me, but I'm just gonna put in a little story time.
Oh, gosh.
Over here. Guys, she had her youngest last year, right? Last year. She had her youngest last year. Tell me why she had just given birth and she's emailing us from her hospital bed. I'm like, can you just close your laptop? Can you just have maternity leave, please? Not only did she work all the way up to giving birth, she also came back after like, what was it, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
It was just 2 weeks.
Yeah, with my baby.
Yeah, with Meilani, who's our office baby. But I'm telling you right now, you're a different breed, but I say it in the most respectful way. Because the way you hustle, that hustle mode, everything, it's so amazing to watch. But it's also inspiring for all of us as your team to actually see that. But in saying that, I just want to touch on the turning point. You know, was there ever a huge turning point in your life that impacted your life to actually get you to where you are right now, or to help? I know Pa helped with the mindset that you have right now, but what also impacted that mindset that you now have?
Yeah, so obviously, you know, since the turning point definitely would have been about 8 years ago. So when I suddenly lost my 15-month-old son, Amani. So that was just very sudden, you know, over 24 or 48 hours, he was sick. And then next minute, you know, we're in hospital, and then he suddenly passes. So that to me is the life-changing event where I think nothing was the same anymore for me. You know, that everybody has those times in their life. It could be someone passes away that's close, you've gone through a breakup or a divorce or something like that, or, you know, you've lost a job. Everyone's turning point is so different in their own levels. But for me, it was definitely losing my son. And then like the small things don't matter anymore, eh, sis? Like you're sitting there and you're like, well, what's life going to be like now? And that's when you start assessing, where am I in life? What am I going to leave? What's my legacy I'm going to leave? Do I love my job? No, I don't. Then why are you there? What are your big dreams? Why aren't you chasing it? Like, life becomes so much shorter, and you're like, I've got to do what I've got to do. And I think that's why I'm a hustler, because I know life is short also, and I know that from my son passing away. So that's why I'm like, man, I want to achieve everything I can achieve. But I think definitely losing, that changes anybody's life, because you don't expect that, right? So you don't live thinking you're going to bear your own child. So that to me is something that changed me forever, and changed me in a positive way. It definitely, like we wouldn't be sitting here, Sisters United wouldn't have been born if Marnie didn't pass. So many lessons from that, so many blessings. Is that?
Yeah, that's definitely where I was going with this. But since I am in charge of the questions, you know, I do want to dive deeper. But sis, how did you cope with grief? Like how did you do it? Because losing a child is not the same as losing a sibling or a parent. You never think that your child will go before you as a parent. So how did you just cope through that grief?
Ooh, I feel like I sprinted through that grief, if I'm being really honest. And I think I felt like I had no choice in some way. So obviously during that time, I had two sons, and then our youngest, Amani, had passed. So we had two older sons. And at that time, we deal with grief differently, right? So I always thought my husband was the stronger one, emotionally and mentally. And when I ever thought about somebody passing away, like in a family, I always thought, man, I'm going to be so emotional, stay in my room. Like I thought about that. And so what actually funny, you say that because I'm saying this because I actually thought that when we walked into the hospital and I was holding Amani and we were passing all these different rooms, there was actually a room that we passed of families grieving they had lost a baby. So when I actually turned to my husband, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so sad, but like if that ever happened to us, but still not thinking that it would happen to us, I said, man, I would just lock myself in the room. That's what I remember saying, passing that room, listening to them grieving. So you think that that's how you're going to react. But in reality, I had no choice because I was sitting in the room when Amani had passed. And there were family and everyone around. I just looked at my husband and he was blank. He was just there sitting, non-responsive. And I looked at my two boys and I said, Kendal, it's you. You're going to one that's going to be the rock and like get through this together. So I had my cry at the hospital and I just picked myself up and like, okay, Kendal, it's time to go. And that's where my mentality came with like, cool, got to get things organized, make sure my boys are good. I've got I had to wait a lot longer for my family to arrive. None of my immediate family were here. So it kind of felt a bit lonely at that stage,
that moment.
Heaps of people in the room, sis. Heaps of people in the room saying stuff that ideally you want to hear. But I kind of think of it as a tunnel, sis. It's like a grief tunnel. When you're in, whatever you're going through, and it's a tunnel, you can hear noises, but nothing's coming through. And there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So people take slower to get through to the end of the tunnel. But sis, I just said to myself, Kendal, you better sprint your way through that to see that light for yourself, but for your husband, your kids. And I did that, sis, but with love and with understanding. And because I was so at peace, I found so much peace so quick. And I think it's because I knew I'd done everything I could as a mother. I was an amazing mother. And also, and my faith I'm so strong in my faith. I know I'm going to see him again one day. So it's more of an excitement that one day I'm going to be reunited with him. So I had all those kind of elements to my life that helped my strength in grieving, but everyone grieves so differently. So me and my husband grieved differently, and he took a lot longer to get through it. And I think of it like, in a marriage, sis, it's about, 100%. So usually people like give 50% in a marriage, but sometimes
you got to give more.
Sis, I look at, it's a thing that me and my husband we don't talk about it, but, if I'm on a 20%, my husband brings 80%, and at that time I was like, he's at a 10%. Kendal, you got to bring the 90% while he's at his 10. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then it's been reversed in the other way around, right? So I've had miscarriages after Amani. So when I've been on my down, I've been on 10%, and then Sean's filled in the 90% and held us together. So I think, you have to have that balance and helping someone grieve, whether you're married, you have a partner, you have family, and that's the strength of it. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I should have brought a box of tissues. I was getting, I was getting emotional here. But, you talked a bit about your spiritual side, your faith, and that must have played a huge part in you being able to get through. But how was it growing up with a spiritual background or your faith? How was it? What was the reality of...
So it's raised very conservative, super conservative. It's to cover everything up. I'm Latter-day Saint, so everyone knows the Mormon church, which I love. I love the gospel. I love my faith. We grew up with things that we're taught in the church, as you would know. And I loved it. I loved the church activities, the values. It's still my faith instills so many good values. So many values in me, sis. And so that was great. And then you kind of grow up and you see what real life is. And I feel like I've had to unlearn some of that prejudgment that I've learned growing up. Yeah. This is not in a bad way. Yeah. But, in the church, you're like, get married. You have to get married before you have kids, and you can't wear mini skirts. Like that's just the things you grow up to help you become like a better person, right? But as you grow up, and I think I learned a lot from my sister Paris. As you see her, my sis, she is unapologetically herself. But she's a good person with a huge heart. So it took us a little while to adjust to Paris, like,
Free spirit.
sissy with her, like, what she dressed up in, and even like the dance moves she did, because we grew up so conservative, right? And I think that's what kind of changed. Yeah, our family just grew with her, if that makes sense. And my mum might still have a hard time. Mum's probably like, no, not me. I still find it hard. But I think that's where I learned is like, if you can believe in what you believe in, you can be good people, but you don't have to judge others along the way, And I was judgmental. I'd be like, oh, this girl, she's dating him.
I'd be like, the tea is,
the tea. Yeah, but it's like, oh man, I've had to unlearn all of that, and maybe that's not the church. Maybe it's just the people, because people are different, right?
Yeah.
The doctrine and gospel is there, but it's the people that are in the church that make you
feel a
this
type of way.
So I love that I've had to unlearn a lot of that judgmental stuff and the way that we live. I'm still strong in my faith. But like after Mani passed, that probably changed me the way I am.
Yeah.
So like obviously I would shave my head. Like usually I wouldn't. I'm like very considerate. Like don't only get one ear pierced. I shaved my hair. I started wearing like red lipstick and I felt free. You feel free, sis. Without all that restriction, you still know you're a good person. You're living well. You're still got a strong faith.
Still upholding those values as well.
Upholding those values, but be free and be who you are, and don't judge people on the way. Yeah. Yes.
Don't judge everybody.
Don't judge people along the way, and I love that. I feel so free not doing that, and it's even my husband. I don't know if you'll mind me saying that, but he's all tatted up now, but he was never before. But he still serves. He's served in high positions in church, and he's just like, people can accept me for who I am if I have tattoos or not. Do you know what I mean, Asis? We've got to unlearn that, especially as our Pacific churches that have these types
I hear you on that.
Yeah.
I hear you on that, sis.
But we love it, we respect everybody and their values, but for me, it's been, I've loved it. I've loved having to unlearn and seeing people for who they are, and people being free to express themselves.
But people grow over the years as well,
Yeah.
It's all about growth. But, it got me thinking, so it's like you wear all these different hats, but without the hats, who is Kendal Collins? Like, who are you?
Yeah, that's such a great question.
Without Sisters United, who is Kendal Collins? Because here at work, we're always telling people, who are you?
Yeah, that's right. But who
what
am
is your
I?
identity?
Good question to see. Even without a mother, I think I'm such a sis. I'm a loving, giving, caring woman who loves her family. But I'm an introvert. I love to be by myself. I've only got like one best friend. That's all I need. And I just, I love making people happy, but I love being happy too. And I think that's just me in the core. Like I love to serve, give, love other people. I love to be by myself also. I'm not very social. It may look like it sometimes, but I love being by myself and just with the people that I love. And I'm ambitious, sis.
You really are.
I am. Haven't always been, but right now I'm super ambitious.
I was waiting for you to say that. I'm like,
and I'm talented too, sis. I've got some like mean ass superpowers, as we say at Sisters United. I'm talented. And I try and use it as much as I can in different ways. Over my life, but
I think one of the things you forgot, sisters, one of the biggest thing about you is you love to see people succeed.
1,000%.
Like you love to watch other people achieve their dreams.
I think that's one of my dreams. I don't know if that makes
Oh
sense.
wow!
My dreams, like I don't know if that's a dream or not, but my dream is to see everybody achieve their dreams, right? I'm so annoying to these guys at work. So I'm like, what's your
No,
goals? What's your
annoying.
dreams?
Who said
I'm so annoying. I'm
annoying?
like, have you guys do your dream boards? Send me your steps to your dreams. I just sent Lynn, reminded Lynn, hey, remember? But because I believe, like, sis, I wholeheartedly believe that everybody can achieve greatness. It's not even like a cliche quote or anything. It's because I've done it and I've seen so many people around me do it that I know anyone can do it, right?
Yeah.
No matter what background. Oh, I'm sounding like my son's speech now. My son's year 7 speech that he did. But literally in his speech, he was saying, you can succeed no matter what background you come from. So I see it around me. And, and also like that, you can achieve what you see you can achieve,
Definitely.
So that's why. So like when Puni's like, I want to do a show, I'm like, well, girl, hurry up. Like, she's been telling me for 5 years. I'm like, sissy.
Whoa, don't expect me that much.
Do you know what I mean, sister? I'm pushy. Maybe I need to back off a bit. I do know sometimes I need to back off because when someone's like, yeah, I want to start this business, I'm like, all right, let's go. And I like, yep, these are steps. And then when they don't come back to you, I'm like disappointed. So I just need to know, Kendal, not everyone's at that stage in life to go chase their dreams. But that's because I'm so excited. Like anybody that comes to me and is like, I've got this like dream. I'm like, you can so do it. If I can do it, if this person can do it, anybody can do it. And I get so excited for everybody. I just need to relax a little bit. Sorry, guys. My team's probably like, yeah, can she just get off my back about these dreams that I told her? They probably regret telling me about their goals and dreams.
No,
I'm like,
we could never. We could never, sis.
Yeah,
we love it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, like our
So
personal
I can do
reminder.
a show. Anyway, so I'm just joking. So you're
She's
going to
trying
do
to-
it.
yeah, I am
and
going to do
I'm
it.
such a manifester. Like, you
That's
always hear that
true.
word. But I'm so big on like,
Speaking it out into the world.
Yeah,
That's one.
like scream your dream.
Yeah, scream your dream.
Scream your dream. Because the more that you say it, and I'm always about being a successful visualizer too. So this is for me, like I always visualize myself standing in that school of my own Sisters United school and Meilani walking through it. Like I visualize that. I visualize this house with a pool. Like, I visualize it and I know that I'm going to get it. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm just so big on just like manifesting it. I think you have to, because if you don't see yourself in those spaces, you can always say it and dream it, but I think it has to be you have to visualize in your mind so it becomes like,
to make it become reality.
Yeah, and it kind of like sits in your subconscious mind, right? We used to talk about subconscious mind. So you know that you're working towards that and goes, that's going to be me one day.
Because remember, we're all connected.
Oh my gosh. This is Puni on her mindfulness journey over here. But yeah, but always growing, always like, I get excited about growing and learning. And like, I think everybody should always be beginner learners. Do you know what I mean? So beginner learner, so you could be a master at something, or you could be, like, for example, you're an amazing singer, right? But that you shouldn't stop there. You should always be trying to learn new things, to develop, to grow. So when I think about even me as a business owner, like, me, sis, I'm going to go and I know I don't know enough. So I'm going to go and do my master's next year. You know what I mean? Sis, I'm going to go and do this course. I sent you on course because I'm like, sis, you can do more. So it's about always having a beginner's mind. And no matter what area you're in, to always find ways to learn, like instead of going to something and judging it and you're like, oh, this event was the stink. Okay, what am I going to take away from there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or this person, they're annoying, or they're always like saying this, that. Okay, what am I going to take from you? What am I going to learn from you? So just changing your mindset of just like, instead of, thinking you know enough, just always think you're just this little kid wanting to learn anything wherever you are. Yeah.
Sis, I love that, because that's something you've always reminded us. But I heard you speak about the school that you want to create.
Yes.
Is that the next step for Sisters United? Is that your next
I think
goal?
I think there's so many other goals before that. You know how I was talking about the big dream?
That's the big...
But there's all these other ones that we're going to achieve before that.
Yeah.
Because I think the school was going to be take me probably a few years. Or could be quicker.
Well, talk about like visualize it. Come on, let's manifest that. Let's manifest my sister's school.
If you don't Ministry of Education is listening, no. So I think we've worked with young women in schools, but not as a teacher, but as outsider, and seeing the life skills and what they come out with, right? So we work with them at the end afterwards. So even when they come out of high school, but they're on the benefit, on the job seeker. They haven't done
There's no motivation.
There's no motivation because
goals.
after school, that's it, right? So there's so much, I think, that is missing in schools, especially in regards to life skills, but also passions and talents. And we're so, the system is just you just do what the system tells you to do, right, sis? And I look at my kids, my 2 boys, and they're so talented. Academically, they struggle, but they're so tired. So they're so tired because they wake up early, go to school. They go to school, study for like 6 hours. Then they have to work on their passions and talents afterwards. And then sometimes they need a little bit more tutoring and maths. They have to go to tutoring. So I was like, there's got to be a better way to like combine that all together. So I do have my ways. I have an idea. But my goal is just to make learning, being at school fun again. Enjoyable. That's the number one key to success, is enjoying what you're doing, right? Yeah. And if we can get our kids to enjoy being at school but working on their passions and talents, become masters at that, not masters at maths and science unless you want to go into those industries, but man, do what you would love to do. So we have figured that out. It's gonna happen.
Manifesting it right now. I want to ask you, what is your personal next step? Like that's a business stream.
Yeah.
That's what you want to achieve. But like, are there any like personal goals you have for yourself? Small goals. What's something you want to achieve internally or physically?
Yeah. Thanks for that, sis. I think... there's so many. But that's a good question, because I think I always think about everyone else and everything else, like my business and my family, that I don't really think about me personally.
Yeah.
I think for me personally, I just want to learn more. So my ongoing goal is to go and learn as much as I can to add to my, my success, so I can create new things. Like, I just want to create exciting things that aren't there. Like, I love being innovative, and but I can't do that unless I talk to people who have done more than me. Like, I think we have to get out of this.
You need to go find inspiration.
And be inspired about what I mean? And we have to get out of our own like cultural circles. Like, so many people are doing bigger than us, and instead of judging them or saying, these guys, hate on these people who are doing big things, go and learn from them. You know what I mean? Go and take advice from them instead of, I think that's where opportunities come of success. Is when you get out of your own environment and your bubble and keep learning, talking to people who I usually wouldn't talk to, and get into those circles. So, I think just learning and growing is my next step, sis. But also physically too, sis. I want to,
slim thick.
Slim thick. I already am, but I'll do a bit more. But because I want to stay active for my kids, but I also want to be active along with my kids, because they love sports. So that's just me. That's my mind and my body.
That's it overall.
And I think just more like freedom in my life, I think, is just what I'm going for. But that will come.
That will come.
That will
be achieved. Come on now.
That's right.
Is there one thing you wish that you had learnt? Is there one thing that you know now that you wish you knew back then?
Oh, goodness.
It can be about life, business, anything.
I think I'm thinking of business-wise. Oh, do you know what? I think what I've learned is you have all that you need. You have the resources, you have the strength, you have the talent, you have the courage, you have the confidence, you have everything within you to get through anything, to achieve anything. You just have to find it.
You really do.
Yeah, because I was looking at it everywhere else. I was trying to find success somewhere. I was trying to find confidence somewhere else. And that's where, you rely on people to make you feel good. But honestly, once I figured out, damn, Kim, you're amazing. You got everything within you. I just had to go through things to find it. And that's like you, sis. You have everything. You can become a boss. You can become your own CEO. You become an amazing mother. Like, I know that it's all within you. You just have to find that. And once you find it, sis, the world is your oyster. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be free. You're going to be like chasing the world, chasing your dreams. sis, that's what I mean. Once everyone finds it within them, shucks, it's amazing. It's exciting. That's what
Yeah.
I'm always excited about, the things that I do, because I know I can achieve it. So I think that's the advice that's something that I would tell myself back in the days, is like, sis, you got it. You don't need this. You don't need him. You don't need them. You know, like I did Sisters United all by myself, right? Nobody helped me except for a couple of people who my family,
Yeah.
and a couple of other trusted ladies who helped me along the way. But I did that myself, sis, with nothing. Like
That's
no
the
experience.
self-affirmation for me.
Yeah, but sis, also, I never had that. I had to learn that along the way. So even when I started Sisters United, I didn't believe wholeheartedly in myself.
Yeah.
Right? But they say, you just have to start it, and you're
And
right.
you'll
You're
learn
never
along the
perfect.
way.
Yeah, you should never wait till you're perfect at something to start something. You start it, and then you learn along the way, and then it'll perfect with you. Right, sis? So, yeah, sis, I'm like, yeah, you're beautiful. Say it to the mirror. And I'm like, can you do it yourself, please? So actually working alongside you, Puni, and, our other colleague helped me to grow my confidence in myself. So then I was able to, now I can teach the girls and be like, I believe everything I'm telling you. But in the beginning, sis, it was hard. I had to learn that
It's a struggle.
myself. It was a struggle.
Yeah.
But I knew I needed that myself. So that's why I was doing it for the girls. So, yeah.
But I love that. I love the learning along the way.
Yeah.
Because I think that's how a whole team is made of.
100%.
Like
Yeah, it is,
everyone's
actually.
made up of we all learn along the way, gain different skills wherever we can. But it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey.
Yeah, and that's what I love about our team is that everyone's come in not exactly with the qualifications. I bring people on board because they have the heart, the passion. I see potential in them, and then you learn and you study and you grow along the journey. Yeah, that's how I've built our team.
Well, sis, I feel like we've talked about so many different things, but I want you to give a piece of advice to our parents out there.
Okay.
Just about anything, parents who are doubting what they're able to achieve in life, parents who may be going through a loss of a loved one, because these are all things you can relate to.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of amazing women and men who actually watch this pod.
Yeah.
But what is your one piece of advice that can or maybe two, that can sort of sum up those themes?
I think as a parent, maybe not on all of them, but when I think of being a parent, mine would be showing up. Just show up. I think that's one thing I've learned. And, me in the beginning, I was like, I've got to be here for work. I've got to do this, got to put in the long hours. But the most important thing is for our kids to show up, right? Even if you have to take time off work, schedule that leave in. I'm blessed because I can just leave. I've got my own business, and that's the beauty of having your own business, that I can just go and show up. But trust me, like I just dropped my son off to school this morning. He's like, Mama, you coming to my game? I was like, I'm coming to your game, son, and that's at 1 p.m., but I can do that. So the thing as a parent, just show up for your kids and work around it. You can take leave from work. You can, shuffle things around, and that should be your number one priority over, business. Sometimes business will come first a little bit with things you can't change, but you have to be there for your kids. You have to be present. And you can do it all, sis. You can run a business. You can be successful. You can be a present parent. You can do it all. And also for my mothers, I would say to find your own identity. That's so important. I think you have to make your own money. It might be hard because some might not be making their own money. Find ways to have your own money, to have your own dreams, to have your own independence, to have your purpose, have your group of friends or friend like me. You have to be your own person. Otherwise, you get stuck in a rut, and that's when like midlife crises come in. Like I had to go through that, but I think if you can do that earlier in your motherhood, do that as early as you can, and that'll just help you along the way. But find your own identity as a mother and a woman, and don't always rely on your husband and partner.
Wow, look at you guys.
Look at me, see?
So it's just touching my heart right now.
This is for you, sis, when you become a mama.
Oh, come on now. But I think we've had a great Talanoa today. Is there any other comments or anything else you'd like to leave with our viewers? Just anything. If it's not, that's okay, but
no, I think I think I've really said it all. But if you want to do something, how you can do that is changing your mindset. Honestly, that is the key to life. That is the key to success. That is the key to movement. you have to change the way you think about it. You can't just say you're going to do it. And sis, you have to. You know what I mean?
You
Sis?
really
Until
do.
I changed the way I thought about things, nothing was moving. Nothing was happening. You have to change your mindset. And the way that you do that is by like I said before, so surround yourself with people who are better than you, who are doing more than you, who are in different circles and you're learning stuff from them. Because the more that you do that, the more you see the world differently. The more you see, oh, shucks, I can do that. Oh, frick, that's a great idea. Like, I never thought of that. I can use my talents in that way. Or, you know, I need an extra bit of cash. Cool, I'm going to go bake this, I'm going to sell this. So you just don't think that you're stuck. There's so many other ways you can just make money, you can be a good person, you can serve. That you just have to change the way you think about and see things, because the world is so much bigger than you think. So my advice would just be, go out there, ladies, and learn, see the world, or just see New Zealand, see outside your community, and talk to different people. And I was so stuck in my ways, I never did that.
Yeah.
And once I started doing it, it's just, oh, shucks, I started thinking I'm unstoppable. I just need to stop that. But
No,
you know what I mean?
don't stop
But
it.
that's what I mean. I want everyone to think like
Yeah.
that. And that's the only way you can do that. And listen to all those different podcasts. And, people love that. But don't just listen, action it. Write it down, take notes, action it, look at your notes all the time, and then put it, use it.
Put it into action.
Apply that in your life. Yeah. So, do it. Just do
Just do
the
it.
damn thing, sis. That's what I'm telling you guys. Just do it. And also talk to someone. Get someone to hype you up. I'm everyone's biggest hype person. You know what I mean? It's probably too hype, but
100%
you tell
everyone's
me.
hype person.
I'm telling you, if you have a dream or you have an idea, message me and I will be your biggest hype person. I will share whatever I can with you to help you achieve that. And I hope everybody else does the same thing. So it's people who are doing well and doing successful, especially our Pacifica people. Like, I hope that everybody shares their gems and shares the tools, because a lot of times we just inspire each other, but inspiration is not enough. We need to tell each other how we did it. We need to tell each other, how did you start that business? Tell us, because no one else can do that unless you tell us. Don't just tell us your story. Tell us how you did that.
The tools, the steps.
Give
us the insights.
How much money did that take?
Yeah.
I hope that people would do that more. And I would happily do that to anybody that comes to me and says, Kendal, I want to start an organization. So talk to people. Don't be shy to ask. Action it. Just do it. Dream big. Manifest.
Oh, don't you be dropping on your gems.
Visualize it. But also, don't forget the people who got you there, helped you get there, and don't forget your family, because that's my why, and the why is always what drives you. Can I write that down for myself?
Just like everything's getting recorded. You better remember everything.
All right. But that's it. Yeah.
I just want to thank you for actually coming on. You're our boss, but you actually decided to come on. So that's the best part about it. And honestly, sis, there's so many things that so many people are going to learn from you. Just the way you speak into people's lives. Sis, you're amazing at it. I know you don't like public speaking, but you're the best at it. Like, when you start dropping those gems and start talking from your heart, people feel it. People can really feel it. And also, sis, because we're on here and I am your favorite, I'm putting it out there. Just thank you for always inspiring us.
Oh, thank you, sis.
Every day is a new day of inspiration from you, and it's the best. It's a bit like a little personal reminder for all of us to just do it. I love it. So thank you so much, Sissy. But ladies, that's all from us. So catch us on our next pod. We're going to have another special guest of us. But bye, ladies. Bye, girlies. Bye, slayers.
Bye.